Hey everyone, so we have spent the last week learning about unit rate tables and ratio tables and how to use those to find the unit rate. And we are going to start moving into taking those tables and learning some information about them. So today we're going to take our unit rate table that we're going to fill out here in a second, and we are actually going to practice graphing our table. So the first thing I need to do is read the information I have about my problem, and then we're going to use that to fill in the table. So fill in the table using the relationship 3/4 a cup of punch, which is going to be my X, to 1/8 a cup of lemon lime, which is going to be my Y. So the first thing I want to do to make this a little easier on me is I'm going to make all of these have a common denominator. So 1/4 looks like it is going to be my smallest. So I'm going to change everything to fourths. So to change 1/2 to fourth, I know that the equivalent fraction for this is 2/4, because 2 times 2 equals 4, so 2 times 1 equals 2. To make 1 into fourths, it is the same as 4/4, because a number divided by itself equals 1. Now 1.25 is the same as 1 and 1/4. And that is, if I change it into an improper fraction, so 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5, and my denominator stays the same. And now I'm going to put this relationship here in the table just so I can see where it goes. So I have 2/4, 4/4, so I know 3/4 goes between them. I know 1/8 is right here. And this is going to help me as I am figuring out what these missing numbers are here. So let's start with 1/4. If I look at just my numerators, so 3 and 1, I know that 3 divided by 3 is going to give me 1. So I'm going to divide this by 3, which means I divide this by 3. Now, as you probably remember, when we divide, so 1/8 divided by 3, that is the same as taking 1/8, so keep changing this to multiplication and flipping this over. So this is like 3/1, so 1/3. So 1/8 times 1/3 is actually what we have right here. And 1 times 1 is 1. 8 times 3 is 24. So 1/4 to 1/24. Now I'm going to move from 1/4 to 1/2, because I know 1/4 is half of 1/2. So to get here, I'm going to multiply by 2. Now I'm going to do the same thing here, multiply by 2. And 1/4 times 2, so times 2/1, 1 times 2 is 2. And 1 times 24 is 24. Now, I know in my head that I can simplify this to 1/12 because there are 12 2's in 24, but to keep things with common denominators, I'm going to leave it just like it is. And now I'm going to move on. So I know that 1/2 times 2 will give me 1. So I'm going to do the same thing here, times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 1 times 24 is 24. And again, I know I can simplify this down, but I'm going to leave it like this just so I have common denominators. And the last one we have here is 5/4. So I'm going to go all the way back to 1/4 because it's going to be a little easier to calculate. I know that 1/4 times 5, because 1 times 5 will give me 5. So I'm going to take 1/24 times 5, and I have 5 times 1, and 1 times 24. So that gives me 5/24. So that is the first part of this. And now we are going to graph this using our graphing calculators. In Canvas, under resources, you have a link to the Desmos graphing calculator where you can use to complete a lot of these problems that we are going to be doing. So I'm going to click here. Oh, I'm going to click here. And I'm going to put in my first point, the 1/4, 1/24, and I'm going to hit enter. And you can see it drops a point down here on my graph for me. And I'm going to keep adding my points. So 1/2, 2/4, enter. And if you notice, they are converting them to decimals for me. That's fine, it's just the equivalent up here. All right, next we have 3/4, 3/4, 1/8, enter. 1, 24. And the last one, 5/4 and 5/24, enter. So if I'm going to scroll down a little bit. If I zoom in a little bit and drag this to where you can see it, I can add a line to go through all of my points. And, all right, so there is my line. And I want you to notice a couple of things. Our line is completely straight. It doesn't curve. It doesn't curve and come back around. It is a straight line. The other thing I want you to notice is that it goes through our origin. Origin, if you remember from previous math classes, is the point 0, 0. It is where your y-axis and your x-axis meet. One thing I forgot to mention as we were graphing, you always put x first. So up here it told me that punch is x, so I put in my x value first when I was entering my points. Coming back down to my graph, because this is a straight line and goes through my origin, I know that this is a proportional relationship. That means everything moves equally. As this increases by 1/4 each time, this side increases by 1/24 each time. So that is something we're going to get into more a little later. Now I can use this to answer some questions. does not want to play nice with me today. So I can look at this and I can find my unit rate. So my unit rate of 1. So for 1 cup of punch, I had 4/24 or 1/6 a cup of lemon lime. I can also answer other questions about this, like how many cups of lemon lime would there be in 5 cups of punch? And I could use that, put a point here, and figure that out. That is what you're going to be doing today. If you have any questions as you're working through this, you can refer back to this video or you can message me to ask.